We want that. All right, we're going live with the Winged Warriors. Out to everybody on Twitter. Hope everybody is doing well today. Looks like we got some folks here in our Adanauts gallery. So welcome, everyone. I normally have some intro music, but after listening to my last recording, I realized that it wasn't as loud as it needs to be. So I've got to fix my audio. Audio is always the thing whenever you're doing anything live. But Brrrbon is here. And Brrrbon is a very important person to me and to our community, especially the Adanauts community. So, without further ado, Brrrbon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing mighty fine. Thank you for having me, and thank you for creating this. This is quite amazing.
Yeah, cool, man. It's amazing what you can already do in the metaverse. For us, the Winged Warriors, our goal is to make an impact in the community. Obviously, take care of our family, our Winged Warrior family, but also connect to the greater community out there. And we found this as one of those ways we can do that. And so we like to bring in projects and artists and creators and marketers and whoever's, part of a project in the community and give them, shed some light, man, and get some more people interested, or get those that are interested even more interested. So your project is dope, man. I don't know why Mike put all of these GIFs in here. GIFs? Are they GIFs or GIFs? Why do I always say GIFs?
I think they go either way.
Okay, well, you can tell me more about that in a minute. But first of all, tell us who you are and tell us what this Adanauts thing is.
Yeah, so my name is Brrrbon. I'm the artist and creator and pretty much founder of the Adanauts project. Essentially, this all was created essentially back from an old escrow group when Cardano was pretty much primarily escrow to trade your NFTs and all that. You had to find, trusted people to, before the marketplaces came out. And this established one was looking for an artist to do a project. They were looking, and then I wanted some clay nation, and I couldn't afford it at the time. So I was like, I can make my own version of it, and I made my own fan art version of it. And they reached out and was like, hey, we'd love to use your skills to making an NFT project. And I was just like, well, shit, I never thought I'd be making an NFT project. So I created some prototypes. They loved it. Things progressed on. That group kind of took their own path and went with a different NFT project, and left me being kind of the one holding the bag and kind of taking the reins.
Wow, they left you holding the bag, and it wasn't the kind of bag that you wanted to be holding. That's the problem. But we all face adversity in one way or another. So it's funny you mentioned escrow, bro, because I've been in this space for a minute. Hoskinson was like the trusted escrow server for me. And then I always wanted to be in there because I had a chance at winning, a Hoskinson or what was it, like one of those Hosk pool ducks. I think the only thing I ever wanted in my life was a Hosk donkey at that point. But you remember the Hoskinson server?
Yeah, I remember that. And then they just kind of like disappeared, sadly.
The Hoskinson server is still there, bro.
Oh,
but
the project,
the
project leads disappeared.
It's hard over there. I was actually in there. I keep it. Actually, I don't know. Might have left it because I've been consolidating lately. But yeah,
I did the same. I got rid of like so many Discords. Unfortunately, I have to put a message out saying, "Hey, sorry if I left your Discord. No offense to your project or you as a person. I needed to consolidate and just got so overwhelming."
I did it on the slight, bro. I'm not telling anybody. But if you are out there and you notice I'm not in your Discord, it's not a personal thing. It's just what I needed to do. Okay, cool. Well, so you were potentially going to work with another project. You put out some fan art for Clay, and then you were just there, and you decided, you know what, I'm doing my own thing. Is that right?
So essentially, we had the project out. We had the project being developed, and we did things a little bit backwards. With the escrow service, they already had the community. They already had the Discord already set up. So usually, that kind of what happens now in most projects is you get you do the art, you do the Twitter, you build hype, then you do the Discord, then you website and launch. So it was a little bit backwards. Everyone was already in there. Everyone kind of waiting. And then they ended up, while they're waiting for me to build the project, they ended up, also working with another artist and doing another project as well. So it was quite interesting at the time. And the founder of the project was pretty much working both projects and kind of getting thinned out. And then essentially reached out to me. He wanted to put all his focus in the other project and reached out and was like, hey man, do you want to keep continuing it? This would be kind of your project to handle and everything. And I was like, absolutely. So, that's kind of how it came to me.
Awesome. And then, tell me about how you developed all this. I mean, we're looking behind you, and just so everybody knows, we're having some audio issues today. I hope you can hear us okay. C. Biddy gave us a dance move earlier. I'd love to see another one if anybody wants to throw a dance move out there. Holler. Hey. But he said he could hear us. So I hope everybody out there in Twitter land or watching this on the run back, wow, that's a pretty good move. Can hear us okay, but we're using an audio workaround basically. But you won't see him moving his arms. I'm looking at how you're making these things, and wow, I mean, I'm not an artist, never really been. I guess it's subjective. I could draw something. I used to have a tag when I was a kid, but this is pretty amazing work, bro. And it looks like it takes a long time.
Yeah, it definitely took a bit, and one thing I've really learned in this process, there's no real definition of process of what you need to do. So a big issue that happened with me was, when I originally signed on with this project, I was just supposed to do the art and then take good photos of with it and then give it off to someone else to do all the Photoshop. So I wasn't really too prevalent in Photoshop. So when I had to take over ownership, that I had to kind of learn the Photoshop aspect of it. And so when I got into the layering and the Photoshop, I realized that a lot of my pre-made pieces were not really up to par of what I was really wanting to do. So it's like a lot of the pieces I had to recreate once I kind of understood the whole Photoshop aspect. So that was kind of tedious.
Yeah, well, I understand how that is. You think you got it handled, and then you're like, well, no, I actually do have to learn that, even for just the future. But it's great to add that to your skill set. The art looks great. You have an amazing community. We're not going to talk about these moving things around us because I don't know anything about them yet. But let's go into that left wing and look at some of the original drop art that we're seeing here. So if you can join me over at the club, dude. He's got a caveman outfit and a club on his back.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about now. There are 3 different kinds, or how many different types, like different heads, types of aliens? Give me a rundown.
Talking about characters.
There you go. Who's that?
Yep. That's a Robin here in the
Robin.
back.
You're in the back.
I'm chirping away back here.
Oh, are you in our Discord chat?
He's in the Discord
here.
Oh, good. Welcome. Good to hear from you. So Cardano, Robin, you and I go back a long ways. You have your own project that's been heralded among the years, and you're in lots of people's projects as an icon in the space. What brought you to Adanauts, really quick, before we run over the art?
Yeah, I'll just be real fast. I was part of the original group. Brrrbon mentioned it before. It kind of changed hands a little. And I just kind of became an advisor and, just been kind of very helpful with Brrrbon and the direction he was putting it in. What made me I just really liked Brrrbon's art. I really liked the direction that they wanted to put with this project. And I just see the talent that Brrrbon oozes. And I just wanted to help him kind of put his mind and his ideas on paper and make it physical. So that's kind of what drew me in.
Cool. I'm sure he's happy to have you on his team. I'm sure you've done a lot for him and his crew. Well known, and you know how to get your point across. So that's good. Good. Thanks for sharing that. So yeah, characters. Talk to me about characters. What do we got?
Yeah, we got a total of 7 different characters. So we have I think we only have 5 up here right now. So, but we have a total of 7 characters, each a different kind of pastel color, and each kind of with their own different personalities, you know, and bits of differences within each one. You know, we have one Cyclops, we have, you know, eyes super far apart, up close, you know, with all these aliens, and each one you can kind of see different inspirations of aliens throughout, you know, different genres of video games and TV shows and movies and all that. So, you know, I was always inspired by just so many different aliens and creatures growing up. So
that's cool. So you took from like TV shows, movies, along the way as well. Like I see here, this one-eyed monster alien dude over here has an Ada symbol on him, but it's actually, I mean, Star Trek, right? That's what I grew up with. It was Captain Kirk.
Yep.
The OG.
Yep. Oh yeah. Exactly.
Who else knows Captain Kirk? Come on.
Yep. So
I know Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh yeah. See, that's because you're so young, and vibrant.
Yeah, you're a Kirk man.
I'll be 49 in less than 30 days. So
yeah, I'm a next generation guy.
You are.
I instantly recognize it.
There you go. So that's pulled from Star Trek, right? What are a couple of the other shows and stuff you pulled from, or?
I mean, pretty much each one of the characters itself are kind of have little inspirations from different shows, from like All Real Monsters to all these different alien shows, to E.T. to you know, just typical, you know, just so many different little references. At the end of the day, when I was creating the characters, you know, I sat down, you know, essentially the first character came out of just total accident. You know, Adam, the green character all the way on the left, he came from complete accident because I was just kind of messing around with a model I had, and I was like, oh yeah, this kind of looks like a really interesting looking alien. And then for all the other characters, I told myself I wasn't going to look at any kind of references. It was just going to all kind of references from my head. So this is what I kind of created.
So Adam's the one with the lobster claws.
Yeah, Adam's over here with the lobster claws. This one's kind of there's a lot going on, so you can't really.
It's not just a pure Adam. There's a holy lobster, something spacesuit Adam.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely a holy lobster ape. Yeah, this one's got it all.
Yeah, the one on the end is it's got a dog skeleton mouth. Is that right? Did I get that right? A wolf or something?
Yep. It's the husky mouth. So,
wow, that is so dope, bro. The detail is really sick. As I look up close in these things, it's phenomenal.
Thanks.
Phenomenal detail. And I think we have 5 characters there, but if you turn around, we got another character. I think, is that right?
Yes, we got Alvin, and then here's a better Adam character. You kind of see him a little bit.
The right. Oh yeah, with the wings and the tuxedo.
Yep. So I think when
that's
we
really
were
nice.
Say it again.
That's really nice. I mean, how many lines in those feathers, right? Like that's.
Oh yeah, it took a while. But yeah, back when I was still under the project founder, he was just wanting to do just one character, which was Adam, and just do different shades of Adam. And it, you know, to me, it just kind of was cutting corners. It wasn't really like, you know, showing the true potential of what the collection could be. So we kind of went back and forth, and I think that might have led to the whole disarray and me, you know, maintaining the project. But I wanted to make sure that, you know, there's a lot of creativity to this. You know, I wanted, you know, each character to have their own thing. So each character, when you look at it, they have their own set of eyes and then pretty much their own set of mouths. So they do share some traits, but like the bandana or like the dog mouth. But most of them have their own set of eyes and mouths.
That's very cool. Very cool. I like the bandana, dude. I like that there's, you know, so many wings or different types of wings. Like that's not necessarily a set of wings. Is that like a set of rockets, like mechanical wings, maybe?
Yeah, they're mechanical wings. They're called the mech wings. So
mech wings are dope, bro. You know, we're the Winged Warriors, so we're big fans of wings. And Cardano Robin is, you know, the OG winged Seabit Winged Warrior from way back in the day. So sure he.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure he digs the wings too. And then we got some laser eyes over here on the end. With the orange spacesuit, right, or astronaut suit.
Yep, the orange jumpsuit, which is like the astronaut jumpsuit.
Yeah.
What's really fun is if you look through the collection, especially like the laser eyes, you can really tell is that with each set of eyes, each character, they go in different directions. So the laser eyes go in different directions on every character.
They go from one character to the next. The laser eyes are in different directions.
Yeah, one person has a cross-eyed lasers. One's lasering up, down.
Oh wow!
Up, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So each character has its own laser and rainbow mouth. You're saying?
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much every mouth and eye trait, it's going to be just about every mouth and eye trait is unique to each character. So if like they have a cigar, they'll have a cigar in different directions. If they have a joint in their mouth, they'll have different types of joints. An ice cream, they'll have different ice creams in them. So I brought a lot of versatility within each trait. So it's kind of I put the metadata a little upside down, if that makes sense.
So you really went the complete opposite direction from just let's have one Adam character and do this certain number of traits, and you're like, not only are we not going to have one, but every trait we're going to point it in a different direction, make it look slightly different. That's pretty. Yeah, I guess you like to do work. But I think for a collection that ends up being really cool because then your piece looks like almost like a one of one. I mean, obviously they are with traits anyways, but like these specific one of ones, you can be like, I got the only cigar pointing, west or whatever. What about this knife over his head?
Yeah, the sword of Democitus. Just kind of, there's always something looming over your head. Essentially at any moment, death could be around the corner. So that's just kind of, I was just trying to think of above head items that were kind of maybe a little bit different than the typical ones, and ones that would kind of fit in the collection, if that makes sense.
It does, man. It all makes sense, but it's also pretty amazing that you put that much thought into all of this. And then that's, I guess, not the only thing that you have planned for this project, right? Like there's a lot more still that has yet to come. I know I was looking through the website and there was a picture of what's coming in phase 1. I think we have it up over here somewhere. Let's take a look.
I think it's over here.
Yeah,
but these guys are the prototypes.
Trading station. Is that the prototypes? I thought maybe we'd put up some fan art of the Adanauts, but I don't know. Let's take a look.
Yeah. So this is like before Adanauts came out. So in the previous project was running, they had all these promises and guarantees of what the project was going to be all about and guarantee you and get what you wanted. And so, once I took over the project, I had to, I couldn't honor these, there was like marketplaces and X, Y, and Z. So I had to kind of figure out, all these tokens and little things that were minted out as in to represent value. I couldn't come out and say, hey, everything you guys minted is going to have no value. And then I would be kind of pissed and probably leave the community. So I created this trading station. So I, created these different NFTs and these different aspects to represent, the OGs of the community to kind of get whitelist and kind of gain future components in the game or into Adanauts, essentially.
The game, the Adanauts game, is that what you're saying?
It's not really a game. It's kind of like a gamification of kind of the lore of the story and kind of people, getting different airdrops and building out these serums and kind of the gamification of that.
Got it.
And so by being here early, you got to do the whitelist, and also you got to, essentially get, front of the line pass. So you kind of get to skip a little bit of the build up, and you get, you pretty much get the end result or until the next chapter.
Yeah. So on the on your site, which says no roadmaps in space, we 100% agree with that. The Winged Warriors, thank you. They're like 100 promos, delegator tokens, promo 2 tokens, promo 3 tokens. That's what this is all kind of telling us about.
Correct. Yes. These are all from the old founder. And again, all these items were being still traded and collected, and all the royalties weren't going to the project itself. It was going to the old founder. So I wanted to kind of make sure that, anything going forward with the project was all, going back to the project itself.
Nice. Well, that took even more work, right? Even more figuring out how to be done there. Awesome work on that. So if we flip around to those pictures on the wall of the prototypes, is that what it was?
Yep. So if you turn around behind us,
yeah,
these guys have a fun story. So if you want to talk about work,
let's do it.
So with these guys, so these were the early prototypes of Atom. So when I first created Atom, I had created these different traits and different things to kind of show Brrrbon and the people, the head leaders of the community, kind of to get some feedback back from them. And then maybe like a week later, I get on the Discord and I see one of my prototypes with some background on it and someone's profile picture. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? And then I realized
was it Robin's profile picture?
No.
Oh,
It wasn't Robin's profile picture. It was something else. But the founder started giving them out to people one by one, and then I guess lost the first policy ID and then created another policy ID and then gave it out again like a month later.
Good Lord.
So when I took over ownership, everyone was asking, when can I get my prototype? Hey, I have 5 of these things, but I only got 1 prototype. When can I get the remaining 4?
Oh my gosh.
And so it was like, and I didn't have any access to the old policy IDs either. So I was like, great, what am I going to do? And so then I just decided, okay, well, everyone who has one of these things, I'm going to just airdrop them, these prototypes. So I essentially created, I was testing different clay backgrounds and hue colors and just kind of understanding Photoshop because, I had to kind of learn it at the same time. So it gave me a great opportunity to kind of play around. So I essentially made like 225 one-of-ones, messing around with hue colors and background colors and clay backgrounds and all that, and airdropped them to the whole collection. So it kept everyone happy at the time.
Well, first of all, I just want to give a shout out to 108 Stitches. Always good to see you. And E-Rock, that outfit is so perfect for this gallery walk. And just in general, I like it. So let's give a little clap to that outfit. If we can. There we go. All right. So that's so that's nuts. When you so when did you start? When did this all first begin for you? When was it that you made that fan art and then kind of were set off on this path? What month and year was that?
So that fan art started in September
of last year.
Yep. So I created the fan art, and then when the team, it was like that early escrow team. It was like with Brrrbon and a whole, Fettuccine, a whole bunch of people were involved in that escrow group. And they asked me to create, a whole bunch of prototypes. So I created different humans, and I created aliens, and I created robots. And we had this really cool idea of a collection like that. And I started building that one. And then I was told that we should probably scrap that and do a different idea because it was a little bit too closely identical to Clay Nation, and we didn't want. And at that time, derivatives and everything like that were huge no. And so we decided to be a little bit more creative and just kind of, do a different character and do different things with it. And so that kind of stemmed the creation of Atom.
Wow. So basically, you haven't stopped working for almost a year. I mean, it's basically 11 months of straight work for you.
Essentially, yeah, and a lot of it with not getting paid. So
wow.
It was quite a bit of fun. So definitely after the mint out, it was quite a relief.
All right, well, Mike, squad leader, let's drop a little link in here where people can click and send 5 ADA to help our guy out. So
I'm good now.
never mind. Cancel the link. So if you move over to the left here, we got some I don't know what it is, some compound, some gen antidote stuff, number 155. What do we got on the wall here? What's going on?
All right, so back when the trading post, I had to kind of figure out all these different items that people had owned, and so I kind of built some algorithms. Like you had to have this piece and this piece, and you'd get one of these compound Gs. And the compound G is just kind of this compound. If you have 5 of them, you get this Genesis antidote, which is on the left. and each one is numbered. So that was a fun process, learning how to do all that. Not generated. That was all. Everyone was done by hand. So
oh man, how many? Like
300.
Good Lord! All right.
So that was a lot of fun. And then the compound G's, I have, most people when they do like a serum or something, they do like one color and everyone gets that one. Well, I thought it was boring, so I did 25 different variants.
Of course you did. 75 hues, 25 different colors. Different lighting. You shaded it a little bit. We did evening, afternoon, and the sunrise.
Well, I did do different lighting with those because I wanted to get like a. I did, yeah. So if you look at the compound G's, they all have kind of different lighting. I actually had like a colored lighting to kind of give it like this radioactive effect.
That's sick. I mean, definitely see that. Yeah, you're a perfectionist, bro. You got some issues. Good issues for your artwork and for your community. But who knows how it is in your personal space. We aren't talking about that today. We're just talking about your project. So let's walk over to these moving Adanauts. Now, are these out there? Can I go buy this dude with the rainbow puke?
If you got to reach out to, I think Doc Bao, who owns it. So there's a really great artist. He's looks like he does a lot of these cool animations. It's just the community reaching out to him, and he's kind of taking their Adanauts and putting them to life. I'm definitely kind of working with him a little bit to try to figure something out to where we can, maybe do a little collab or work together or something like that, so that he gets more recognized and can grow, because I came from the community. Everything about my project is representing community. So, I definitely want to help out where I can.
So this is the fan art that Mike was telling me about. Yeah, we'll give a clap on that. That's really, really good stuff. So is this the fan art that Mike was talking about?
Yeah, so this is pretty much fan art at the moment. Yeah, I think they're all minted. We're just coming to terms on verifications, certain things and stuff like that. But they're all super cool, and he does an amazing job with them. So
and that's Doc Bao?
No, this is Temperec.
Oh, okay.
The owner of this one is Doc Bao.
Right. Doc's in here is why I asked.
So. Yeah, this one is actually really cool
Doc?
because
the doctor is in. Sorry, I just say stupid random stuff. You gotta forgive me. This part of me.
This one's really cool because it's the only one with the monkey tail and the rainbow going together like that.
Bro, it's nuts. Like, this is what this artist has done with your art is pretty. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I actually really, really like it. I mean, in general, I like it.
Oh yeah,
there's some serious business going on there.
It makes it really special. I think with each one who owns one of them, I can only imagine, later down the line, if he comes to terms of like making a certain number of collections, that if you have an Adanaut with an animation one, if you combo it, it could be, be collectible, I guess. Who knows what could happen in the future.
Yeah. So the future is a good topic for conversation. With our project, the Winged Warriors, I feel like when we made dropped our Genesis NFT, I mean, initially the Warriors were just a group, and the Winged Seabit was the key to getting into the group. And then eventually, we decided to drop our own NFT, using the artist actually of the Seabits was kind enough to help us with our work. We added some new traits. We have the old traits, but we limited the number of traits. And even just hearing you talk about how much you thought about adding different traits, new directions of traits, I think it's definitely something that we're considering as we look to the future and anything else that we might do. In bringing in some new traits or different traits, and so I think that's been a fun process in thinking about those kinds of things from a project's perspective. The other thing is everybody's doing land and I mean, not every project, tokens, land, another set, 3D, adding legs, you know, anything like that in the future for you guys that you can share? You got any drippy alpha for my folks? Because that's kind of what we do.
Absolutely, yeah. So, you know, with the uniqueness, so if you look at kind of looking at the purple character here, Chester, you can see his rainbow kind of just goes straight down, and the other one we were looking at, it goes around him. So, kind of referencing all the difference in each kind of character and their traits.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when you go back to the Genesis antidotes, you know, those are kind of those are kind of like an antidote, or you know, what most people, you know, the serums or the potions that most people have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to have some kind of that's going to have a value in the future. Now, with the project, all of these aliens are not originally aliens; they're all originally humans. Now, I don't really know what they look like, so when they got stuck on this planet, you know, each has their own different story how they got stuck on here with the lore. So when you follow along with the story and the lore, you'll be able to, you know, collect airdrops. You know, I love the idea of you know, staking and you know, all these different coin and all these buzzwords. But at the end of the day, legally in the U.S., you know, I'm always nervous when it comes to that stuff, and you know what kind of territory people are getting into that. So this is what I really like to say. This is more of like an evolving art project, to where the it's kind of always evolving and growing, and as well as an NFT project, kind of, you know, forming its own thing. So with these antidotes and these airdrops, you'll be able to create different antidotes and serums, and you know, roll to get a human.
Roll the dice. Is that what you're doing? You're rolling the serum dice? You're dropping the bones?
I have a D20 dice I have set aside here that I'm going to be rolling.
D20, come on. I was just tapping some mana for some giant green creatures recently, bro. I got my D20.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, some magic?
I'll bring my mats. Yeah, I'm an MTG addict.
I mean, I haven't played like competitively in like 5 or 6 years. I miss it.
Well, I haven't played competitively ever, but I've cracked 1,000 packs in way more than 1,000, and I love the game. So actually, it's finally gotten to the point where I don't really play much anymore. I just sit down with my wife in the evenings, and we bust out some of the decks we have. We roll like six dice, and we choose one deck, and we throw down for, you know, an hour and a half after the girls go to sleep. So I love Magic. I love it. So when you say D20, it just, you know, gets me fired up.
Yeah, I get lucky. One of my best friends, he now lives in Florida, you know, quite a far away. But once in a blue moon, we get together and we're kind of bored at night. We'll just go to like Walmart and buy a whole bunch of packs and be like, all right, we're making a deck for these things, you know.
Dope.
And it's just good times, because it's like, oh, every new set, you know, I have no idea what these cards are. It's like playing a new map when you were a kid, and you know, every new Halo came out and a new map came out. You're like, shit, this is brand new. I don't know what anything is. It's like that unknowingness is always so much fun. So
until you get crushed, it's all fun and games until somebody crushes your dreams and your hopes. No, I agree. Nerd alert. We are now friends. We can move on to what else we're talking about here. So that's good. You know, I understand what you're saying about legalities, right? Basically, is you know, if you drop a token, if you're dropping value, if you're giving percentages back to your holders in ADA, you know, there's legal potentially repercussions, but the systems aren't built out really yet. There's no real true clarity. Everybody's just afraid and doesn't want to get caught up, because nobody wants to get caught up by government in owing them money, right? So it's something that all of us as projects have to take into consideration, and just be, you know, do our due diligence, right?
Absolutely.
I know for us, the Winged Warriors, we're building out a mansion right now on a plot of land that we bought in Boss Planet, and we have a couple other things we're going to build out on that plot of land, and then we're going to allow our community to choose one thing that they want to build out. It's a pretty cool piece of property. It's on the water and in a pretty good spot. We haven't shared everything about what we're doing, but we are definitely bringing value back to our holders. There's going to be opportunities for them to do new things, you know. So I get where you're at, and I look forward to seeing where that road takes you.
Let me ask, with the Boss Planet, what are they using to build with? What do you have to build? How do you build it with?
So we signed a contract with Dot Builders. We partnered with them. So they are building out our land to be compatible with Boss Planet, or they're building out our whatever it is we're building. In this case, a mansion that's compatible with Boss Planet and the piece of land that we bought there. So they also built recent collections. I think they built a collection for space pugs recently. I think they're doing another collection soon. So I think they're kind of building collections out as well for Boss Planet.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, these things aren't going to be ready for a while. It's going to be a little while. So you got to figure out a way to add value to your community and keep the hype going while preparing for what's coming. So thank you for the clap over there. Perryon, is that you? What's going on, Perryon? All right, cool. Well, what else can you tell us, man? What do we need to know? What's coming up? Is there another season coming? Or man, these things are crazy, bro. I'm sorry, I'm just tripping on all these.
No worries. So
movement.
There's not really. I don't really call them seasons at the end of the day. It's essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. Did I say seasons? I don't know what I'm saying.
It's more of a progressing storyline. So right now, personally, I have a
more like chapters.
Oh, there you go.
I guess chapters. But personally, I had gotten a lot involved with my space buds and into the project. On the back end of the war and all that, and the storyline, and a lot with the artifacts and compounds that'll be going on, and then all the news broke out with space buds. And my project always has a lot of references or innuendos to a lot of other projects in the CNFT community, because I feel like my community is a pretty big melting pot of other communities as well. And so with that devastating news and kind of what was going on there, kind of put the brakes on a lot of my things. I had to kind of adapt and kind of reevaluate some things. So I, kind of evaluating some things, and we'll be having some of our airdrops dropping out and our storyline progressing, and our map coming out here soon. I'm planning on it to be an interactive map, to where people can click on it and kind of view it, all in clay, and then it would kind of progress with the story and the airdrops until people get the serums, and then the people with the Genesis antidotes, the 300 people will actually get to work with me in building out a trade table. So when people are going to be submitting an Adanaut to take the potion, if they have the eyes, what kind of eyes they want, hair, mouth, clothing, things like that. I'll ask the Genesis to kind of what traits would they like to see in the collection, and they'll kind of give me traits so that I get a pretty an idea of what to build out for them. And then when they get to submit it, they get to kind of pretty much pick through all the traits and pretty much build out whatever human they want.
Wow, that's cool. I like that.
Major perks.
Yeah, I like that personal touch right there in getting to have that inside work. Have you ever heard of a clay artist named Trent Shy?
Oh yeah, Clay Friends.
Yeah, Clay Friends. So I actually picked up some of those over there on ETH, because I mess around with ETH a little bit, and I was watching the dude's his stop motion work which is like totally gruesome and gory, and I love it.
It's amazing, his work.
Yeah, but do you know what he's doing with Clay Friends as far as for his holders? He's maybe not. I'll just tell you. He's sending out clay, like little physical clay, to people's addresses, and then he's holding like little workshops where he's like, "Hey, this is how you make this or that or whatever." And I think they even had a live meetup somewhere where they were able to kind of. So that's what that reminds me of, is people kind of able to work with the artist directly to create and learn how to do this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I have one of his packages right now.
You do?
Right now, yeah.
Dude, that's hilarious. But he does the rainbow pukers and the bucket heads. I mean, he's got some stuff there. I guess
He has a lot. His project, the Clay Friends, have a lot of inspiration to the humans when they come out. So I'll say that much.
Okay, dope. So I could expect some crypto jackets and some butterflies and other bugs and maybe not the bugs, but like kind of the
kind of like just a little bit more of the design. I really like how he designed it and kind of in that style, and how big his clays are, because you know how big his pieces are. They're huge. So his pieces are like 6 inches, to 8 to 10 inches, maybe a foot tall. So a lot of my pieces are like super small. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting into bigger clay.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I did watch some of his videos when he was putting the stuff together. I mean, yeah, dude is a beast, man. It is some crazy stuff.
He is. He's been doing it. He's been doing it for a while, so he's got a lot of skill. So I might be a little bit slower, but he's really good.
Yeah. But just think about where you came from, though. I mean, you were just, not that you were just messing around. I don't know how serious of a clay artist you were prior to taking on something like this. Obviously, you were good at your craft, but from there to where you're at right now, how much have you developed and learned as an artist?
Oh yeah. I mean, at the time, I was only doing clay just a little bit, just for fun, just with my wife and I for like
date night
gifts and things like that. So it wasn't anything. I wasn't dedicating anything. So when I made the fan art and someone reached out and saying, "Hey, I want you to do an NFT project," then I just started like working. Like, okay, well, let's see what I can do, and so I just kept working at it. And so working with the clay every day and just kind of learning different aspects and techniques and what I could do, and just kind of just keep working at it, and just kind of keeps progressing. So usually they say when you buy an artist's piece of work, their best art is later in life. So it just keeps evolving and growing.
So come back when you're my age and you'll get some really, really good stuff. This is good stuff too. Hey, Cardano Robin, you out there? You on the?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just muted.
Okay. I was just saying, I just wanted to hear from you for a minute, because I heard you say that there were lots of perks. And what I was curious to know is if people aren't involved in this project yet, or they're just starting to get involved, what do you want to say to them? And give me some of the juicy juice why it's good to be in this project.
Basic juicy juice. I would say if you're looking for a consistent project with a team that has a track record that can be looked at, and you like this style and you like the storyline, or if you're interested in projects that spend a good amount of time on the art quality and the backstory, not just the drop. We haven't even really started. We did the drop already. We did a reveal. But there's a lot more to come. If you just go read the story, you can kind of get the idea of who's going to get rewarded and when. So if you like stuff like that, I would say stick around and enjoy the community. We have a great community here too. And a lot of the people that are big Adanauts fans are also like Degen Tune fans, and other projects that I see have really good communities. And I just really enjoy hanging around the chat often as much as I can. It's a little busy, but especially I'm in the middle of selling a house. The offer got accepted, so we're gonna start packing now. And so it's been fun, and I hope people who aren't looking at the project, who don't know about it yet, we've been doing it for 6-7 months at least, and it's just been so fun to join. And if you like that, then join us.
Nice. I know how it is selling a house, man. So congratulations on that offer getting accepted, and go. I'm happy for you. Now the real work starts, getting everything out of there.
Yep, definitely. We're heading to Seattle, so
yeah. I just shipped my bike off to Alaska. It cost me $600 to put it in a box, but hopefully it's there when I do my race next week.
Yeah.
I was talking.
We're not going to be there relatively soon.
Hey, so Brrrbon, real quick, I want to know so somebody wants to buy a knot. They're heading to JPEG store. Obviously they can pick up a floor or a couple or whatever. But what are the hot traits? Like, what are the ones that? And I'm not talking about the ones that break your wallet just to get one. But what are the hot traits that somebody can pick up in the mid tier or something like that?
Yeah, so definitely the hottest traits are going to be the wings. All the wings are going to be they're there's 5 different wings, so those are gonna be the top ones. So if you can snag one at a lower price, that's always nice to put in the collection. The monkey tail, it might be a nice monkey tails, or anything above head items are probably really good kind of higher mid-tier items. But then when it comes down to it, like there's no ranking in the collection at all in general. So it's it's really hard to put ranking on this project, because you look at, like, let's say an example, like I have Money Mouth. So I have I have, each character has a different money mouth. So there's only one character with a Bitcoin. And there's only, I think, 28 Bitcoins in the entire collection. So people, like, they value that Bitcoin more, even though the metadata says there's 200 in the collection. There's only 28 of those Bitcoins. So it just pretty much comes to your personal preference. If you have, like, let's say we have a lot of first responders, a lot of different, occupations. So if you have, like, an occupation, like you're a doctor or you're a firefighter or a police officer, you probably want to pick up one of those that's, on the floor or in the mid range, things like that.
Cool. Do you like that one right there, Am? The one with which one do you like?
That one.
She likes the one with the big one eye and the purple eyelash. That's got a lot of smoke rolling around. That's my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
She's 5, and she vets all my collections for me. So gotta give her a chance to.
No, I do not.
No, she does not. Anyways, cool. I like that there's, like, kind of some mystery. Like I said, that you can't figure everything out by looking at the metadata, right? Or metadata, however you say that. It's like GIF versus GIF in my opinion.
Yeah.
IMO, LOL, IRL, and NFA, if you know what I'm saying. So anyways, well, hey, we're coming up to the end of our time, but it's been really awesome talking with you. Your art is amazing, and just to see you creating it, hearing your story, your journey, the fact that you held something up when other people let it down, and now it's way more than just that, having stuck in there for those that believed in you. And man, I'm juiced. I really like what you're doing here. Any partnerships coming up? Or are you going to just kind of do your own thing? Or are you going to bring some other projects in the mix with you? Or you can't tell me because it's not the time for reveal?
I mean, at the moment right now, I have a lot on my plate. I do have one thing in the works right now with a really trusted team. So we might start.
Trusted team. Dogs barking. It's got to be good. That's a good sign. Well, I'm going to finish on watching you put this thing together again, because it's just watching you work it's really an honor to have you on, man. And like I said, we are the Winged Warriors. We're not here to get anything out of this except for connecting with the community, lifting other projects a little higher up, putting a little more light on them. We want light on us too. Pay attention to what we're doing for sure. But more importantly, man, we're a community. The Winged Warriors were built around that a long, long time ago, and we want to stick to those guns. So we're really, really proud to be able to host you today. And thank you for allowing us to walk through your collection and tell us more about it, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Emma.
Yeah, I appreciate you having us on here. This is amazing, and I appreciate making this and allowing me to speak.
Yeah. So we'll I'll turn this into a YouTube video on my IRL YouTube channel, Amariah Hash, and we'll post it so people can watch it. You can share it. You can show it to your wife when you guys are working on clay later, or maybe she's watching right now. I don't know, but super appreciate you. Thanks for hopping in. This space will be up, this gallery. You can come walk in here and walk through here anytime you want with this link. You can share it with whoever you want. This recording will end now. You guys can hang out and chit chat here if you want. But yeah, my daughter's teacher got COVID, and she's not at school, and my wife works for a living, and all I do is mess around with NFTs and ADA and Bitcoin. I want a Bitcoin knot now. I'm gonna go pick up a couple, and I'm gonna see what I have to sell, or what leg I have to cut off to get a Bitcoin knot. But appreciate you, man.
They're out there. They're not that crazy.
Okay.
But they're pretty. Yeah.
All right, hit me up. HMU.
My wallet. I might have them laying around for you. We appreciate you, Wing Warriors. As a fellow Wing Warrior myself, we give you mad respect, and we appreciate you having us on here and giving us some time to talk about our projects.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, we're grateful. You guys are a blessing to the community. So let's keep doing it. We'll talk to you soon. Usually I have some outro music, but as I said, my audio needs some work. But that beautiful bearded thing with that cigar in his mouth is okay with me. Thank you, Adanauts, Brrrbon, Cardano, Robin, and all y'all lovers of knots out there. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Thank you.